Hey, I hope everybody had a great week. I'm not going to say happy Sunday like I normally do because I'm not sure. It might be Monday by the time I get this thing posted. But anyways, today or this week, I kind of got what I think to be a special treat for you guys. We're going to leave the lizard room proper and we're going to take a little excursion to what I call the lizard room annex, but what other people call their living room. And we're going to check out my wife's geckos. I comment at one point in some of the clips that I took with my wife yesterday and today about how she's been in the hobby less than a year. March of last year, she got her first 2 geckos at an expo, and now she has considerably more. She's been successful breeding. We got eggs currently incubating, so I think it's awesome, especially when your spouse shares your passion for your hobby. She's always known I've had reptiles since we've been together, so and she's been a part of it. She helps me with things, but for whatever reason she fell in love with New Caledonian geckos and started with some crusties, got some gargoyles. One day we hope to have some leechies and some of the other big species from the islands. But anyways, that's what we're going to do this week, and I'm going to cut off here, and when you see me again, we're going to be in the living room. Okay, what are their names?
This is Cocoa Puff and Umber. And apparently feeling a little frisky on my shoulder. I don't know. I know she was exhibiting signs last night of wanting a little something. He kept falling off the glass.
Yeah, I don't know that. I think he's just perched on top of her.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
They were chittering a little bit in my ear, and I was like, okay, tell me they're not going to start doing the nasty on my shoulder.
You are the lizard whisperer. You do make them feel comfortable. You're like a gecko bungalow.
A gecko bungalow, thank you.
That's right.
Hi, Cocoa Puff.
The Jen Gecko Love Shack.
So Cocoa Puff's on top.
Yeah.
He's a male that's had about 6 months, maybe, and Umber, I got her for my last birthday.
Blue, stop. And there is Blue.
The noisy.
Yeah, and when we tell him we're filming, he doesn't care. Umber was one of your first crusties. You got 2 females back in March of 2016, and that's where your obsession started.
And it has grown from there.
Well, we'll let these 2 guys do their thing for a few minutes, and then when we come back, you can tell me about your other geckos. Say goodbye for now.
Bye for now.
Alright, so tell us about this one, honey.
This is one of my first crusties, and she's absolutely beautiful in my mind. She's a super Dalmatian, partial pinstripe with portholes. You can see 4 portholes on the side there. Like I said, she's a partial pinstripe. She doesn't have full pinstriping all the way up to her crest, but her super Dalmatian spots, she's got a lot of what I call them freckles, but they're nice large spots when she's completely fired up. She's got a beautiful red head and red neck, and you can kind of see a little bit of the pink. I don't know if you'll be able to catch it, but
yeah, I don't know with this ambient light the way it is. Yeah. I don't think.
But she's one of my breeding females, and she is super chill along with Umber. And I hold her, obviously, I hold her a lot, so she's pretty used to it. She is in with Corvo, who is one of my pseudo newly acquired males. And he is a pinstripe, kind of a gray-green, olive green, and cream pinstripe.
He doesn't want to come down?
He's trying to hide in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Come here, there you go. And he's got some brindle across his back. He's got a few Dalmatian spots as well, so he's also got Dalmatian in him. And he didn't have a tail when I purchased him. Only one of my males had a tail. I've got 3 males. This is Corvo. Cocoa Puff, he's the only one I have so far that still has his tail. but you can see his nice cream pinstripes. He's got some breaks in it, but you know, he's still, I think, a beautiful color. He's got the full pinstripe on the back of the legs. I'm hoping to bring out that beautiful cream pinstripe with breeding, and he's got a nice saying hello. Yeah. He's got a nice crown head. So far he's been a pretty good male. They're both in the planted tank, all live plants in there.
Yeah, this is a 18 by 18 by 24 Exoterra, and this is actually Jen's first attempt at a naturalistic vivarium. She did the foam background herself, just got motivated. I think it was over the summer that she knocked this out. Got some advice from a local pet shop called Virginia Beach Exotics. Josh Sieverts gave her some advice and provided some of the materials used. But this is pretty awesome for a first attempt at a naturalistic vivarium. And all of the geckos are getting fed Repashy. Once in a blue moon we'll get some Pangea, but mainly it is Repashy. And I got, you know, the little feeding dishes, and we give them crickets, supplemented crickets periodically.
Yeah.
So who do we want to talk about next?
Next, I think we'll go to Whiskey, since we've already talked about Umber and Cocoa Puff. Yeah. So, Whiskey is another that I purchased, and I did that because she is a pinstripe, and I call her she's still kind of small to tell, but she's got beautiful markings, beautiful red head. If you can, better lighting here. She's got the drippy sides, but the beautiful cream and dark contrast. I'm in love with her, and I cannot wait for her to get big enough to be able to breed and try to bring out those beautiful colors. She is definitely one of my favorite critters. Oh, well, of course, all of them are my favorites, but I just absolutely fell in love with her when I saw her.
And one of the things that Jen and I need to get a little better at is weighing them. We really have not, you know, I guess the Cresties are supposed to be a certain number of grams in the 45, 50 gram range, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me in the comments. But we haven't weighed any of these guys. I have a scale, we just haven't gotten around to do it. So maybe we need to keep an eye on young Whiskey here. And hopefully it's a female like Jen wants, and weigh her until we you know, get to a good size, and we can go ahead and pair her up with one of the males.
Okay, so that is Whiskey. And one of my first males, I should say the first male I got after I got Whiskey and Umber, and this is Yeti. And I got him because he was a beautiful light yellow cream portholes tiger with portholes. So you can see his portholes are almost like a they can flame up to almost a fluorescent yellow, the portholes. And his frill on the back, he's got a nice, you know, that beautiful yellow stripe there. And you can tell he's just a straight up tiger. He does have one orange freckle or spot, Dalmatian spot on his back. So he's got Dalmatian somewhere. But I did get him because he was so light, and my girls are so dark. So I wanted to try to bring some of his creamy color in to their line, and we can look at babies next. But that is Yeti,
and we think he's the dad of so far of all of our hatchlings that we have so
yes,
far. Right?
He is definitely papa of all the hatchlings we have, and four more eggs that he is definitely the papa of.
Right. So let's look at some babies. And Yeti here, we got him in July of last year at an expo, the Reef and Reptile Expo. really nice one. We missed out on the December one, but that was if you're into marine aquariums and reptiles, that's definitely a very cool expo to go to. I just think it's in the Mid-Atlantic area right now on the East Coast. But let's talk about some babies.
This is the first baby. This is Bandit, and again, this is one of I do believe Mocha's and Yeti's babies. And she's going to jump on the camera. Yeah. And you can see she's got portholes already. She's a nice Harley.
And when did she hatch? I know you got the date
She
written.
hatched on December 4th.
December the 4th. So that's the first one. And real quick, we had a bit of a tragedy. Her clutch mate, because you know they lay 2 eggs at a time, where we have the eggs, my mistake, I actually put a little dish of distilled water in there just to help keep up the humidity. And we were checking the eggs one day, and Jen noticed one of the eggs was hollowed. And we were like, oh my gosh, where's the baby? And we didn't even think, but then we eventually looked in that little dish, and the poor little guy or gal ended up getting into the dish of distilled water and drowned. And that would have been Bandit's sibling, unfortunately.
Okay, these are the second to be born. This is Tiger. And you can see beautiful orange with tiger stripes. Doesn't show any portholes, so I think straight up tiger is what he's going to come out to be. Beautiful, to me, coloration. And the clutch mate, which is, you know, the sisters seem to have the same colorations, obviously. So one's orange, one's gold. The gold one is showing some, there's a Dalmatian spot on the rear end there, but it's also showing some portholes, nice beautiful creamy color on the top. And I think they're going to grow up to be some pretty girls or gals. Not sure exactly what they are yet, but so those are my second Cresties to hatch, and I think I definitely have the tiger aspect nailed down with Yeti. So if anybody's looking for pretty tigers, let me know. Let me try to get these guys off my hands, because once they get on, they don't tend to want to get off of me.
And I'll leave some links down in the comments to that expo that I'm talking about for those people in this area in Hampton Roads. The first 2 females, the first 2 crested geckos that we ever bought, that Jen ever bought, we got them from Stormy May Exotics at the Hampton Roads Expo. I'll leave a link to that. And I think she's got a Facebook page. I'll leave a link to her Facebook page.
Oh, hi there. Okay, this is Barley, Hops and Barley. Hops is the dark, Barley is the light. If you can see the color better with the light. Again, Tiger, this is Yeti's spawn. And the dark Tiger is showing portholes in this set, and a little bit of portholes showing up, looks like, on the golden one as well. So far I've had 1 red and 1 gold on each hatching. So I guess that's gonna keep up. We'll see. And we've definitely got quite a few more eggs to hatch out and see how they turn out.
Over here just to check out the eggs. So those guys, when were they laid, honey?
These were 11/10.
All 4 of them?
That's where when I also found a second. So.
Oh, so the bigger ones, I think, were probably. You found the smaller ones on 11/10, and the bigger ones were probably
in there longer, yeah.
A little bit longer. Okay.
So one of these belongs to, or one of these sets belong to Mocha. The other belongs to Umber.
And you candled both of them, all of them yesterday, and they're all got embryos, all got babies in them.
Yeah.
The same with these two little guys. Look, do a little size comparison. And when were these? When did we recover these?
Those.
That was just less than a week ago, right?
Yeah, I've got the date written down on my notepad.
Okay, so put them all together, and you can see the kind of the size difference. All right.
And so that's my crusties, but I do have two more geckos to show you, and those are my gargoyles. And my gargoyles, I don't know yet if they're male or female. They are not fired up at the moment. When they're fired up, they are absolutely gorgeous. And come here.
Yeah. And we got these from, I talked about Josh at Virginia Beach Exotics. We got both of these gargoyles from Josh at Virginia Beach Exotics fall of last year.
So that is Fennerock that's climbing on me right now.
Fennerock.
Fenny for short.
Don't jump, Fenny.
And I'm riling her up. I call this one a her. I think it's a female. And you got him?
I'm trying. Come on, Fenny.
Is she going for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's Fennerock, and this is Rook. And she's my beautiful girl. I think she's a girl. She's got some orange pinstriping on her back that, or orange striping, not pinstriping, but she's got an orange stripe on her back. Fenny does have some orange stripes when he's fired up. You can see a little bit of orange. I don't know if the light is well enough, but I think he's about to shed, so he's really not fired up at all right now. And she's getting even more fired up, but you can see her beautiful colorations. I mean, she's got dark darks and light lights, and same with Fenny. But they're my beautiful baby gargoyles.
Oh, look at that. That was awesome.
And I'm hoping that one's a male, one's a female when they get old enough to be able to breed them. But we'll see. And if not, if they're both females or both males, we'll deal with it then. But again, I saw these two. I'd been wanting some red stripes for a while, and I saw these, and I was just like, okay, those are the ones. Those are the ones that I just absolutely loved them, and how beautiful they were. I mean, they were completely fired up at the time that I bought them, and they're just spectacular, gorgeous gargoyles. Mm-hmm. And that's my crusties and my gargs.
Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and let you put them up, and then I got a question for you.
Okay. I can field questions. I can multitask.
Why don't you look at the camera?
Oh, good Lord. Come here. Come here, Rook. Okay. Go ahead, Rook. Okay.
So what is next for Jen's gecko obsession? Just so that you guys know, March of last year. It's just now February. Not even a year. Jen got her first two females, and then the male, then two males, and then whiskey, and then the gargoyles. She's had 5 babies hatch. She's got 6 eggs incubating, and less than a year. I mean, she's been with me for almost 22 years, and I've always had the lizards. But for whatever reason, she fell in love with those 2 crested geckos at that expo, and now she's obsessed. So what's next, baby?
Oh goodness. Well, my dream lizard at the moment is I want a Pine Island. I'd like to see about the
lychees.
Yes,
yeah,
but
Lycianus.
Chua, or I can't think of it.
I'm not a gecko guy, so it's Chahowans, whatever. It's from the islands, the big ones, the big geckos.
Yes. Yeah. But lychees, of course. I think that's pretty much anybody that likes geckos. That's their dream reptile, probably just as much as it is mine. but even more so than the lychee, satanic geckos, I think that's probably going to be the next one that I get. They're small, but I think they're totally cool, and I'd love to try to breed those, and we'll see.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. This is what I will call the lizard room annex, what everybody else would call the living room. But if you'll tell everybody goodbye, honey, I appreciate it.
Goodbye, honey.
All right, love you, babe. Well, in addition to the geckos that are in the lizard room annex, I do have one nightingale in here, and her name is Nancy. I will have had her for 3 years on Valentine's Day. She started losing some weight in the fall, and I didn't know if she was getting stressed out. I had her in with one of the other larger females. So I just brought her out here so I could keep an eye on her a little bit better every day, and she's eating a little bit. She's active. Looks like she's putting a little bit of weight on, but she's small. She's a small female. She's at least 4 years old. I've had her for 3. She was probably a subadult or a subadult juvenile when I bought her. But anyways, she is the one nightingale that we have in the living room. And lastly, in the living room is where I keep my incubator. It is just a hovabator with the two viewing portals, I guess, on the top. And I am currently, let me see if I can do this without dropping this. I am currently incubating 6 eggs. This is a regular nightingale egg and a Anolis sequestris. This is a smallwood eye egg, and I have